Hey guys, welcome to Group Chat. We have a hell of an episode.
Incredible.
Let me just tell you what, I don't know. I don't really know even how to preface it. Let me tell you how this works here on Group Chat. We have a list of topics. So usually we'll have like a couple things written down that like maybe happened over the weekend. Hey, Drama went golfing, D went on a trip, whatever. We'll talk about that, just, catch up as friends. And then we have a list of all these topics that we're going to go through that are happening in the news. And this week, we literally went through 2 of our friendly chats and then it's not even on the list what we talked about.
Nothing.
I don't even know how we got there.
Yeah.
So we ended up in a rabbit hole. We had a whole conversation, and I will say it is about things that are, at the top of everyone's minds. Essentially everything that's happened over the last few years.
Yeah.
And, we had a little debate. Let's just say we're a little at odds here.
Little debate, someone centered and 2 are alt right.
I would say 1 centered and 1 woke.
2 centered, 1
woke.
Antifa.
Yeah. You know what happened to Antifa? They locked them up.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, it's a hell of an episode either way. I hope you guys enjoy it. And then
I'm literally fighting for my life, guys.
Yeah.
Someone help me.
That is true. That is true. At the end, we have a request for the listeners, which involves you DMing us.
Yeah.
So make sure you pay attention.
You know what? Chatty Cathy Discord. Put it there.
Yeah. Let's get it riled up this week. And then we end with, we keep saying we're going to answer these questions from the Cathys. We ended with us all answering one, and then we're going to keep answering them on future episodes.
Okay. Cool. You know what? I'm actually going to be in San Francisco tomorrow night for a few hours.
Dangerous.
Wow.
And
remember our walk down Melrose challenge?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
so I was talking to Ryan at Lo Ciento. I was like, I want to watch the game somewhere, but I obviously needed to be in a somewhat safe environment.
Yeah.
So he suggested a bar named Brixton.
Okay. So now everyone knows.
I don't know. He said it's great. So I'm going to go watch the Laker-Warriors game.
Nice.
I will be rooting for the Lakers.
You might get stomped out.
Why are you saying all this? You're saying where you're going to be and that you're rooting for that.
I want to see. Maybe some Laker fans will come out. Support.
Okay.
I'm there for a few hours.
You're going to be like Anand.
Yeah.
Outnumbered.
Yeah.
You're setting yourself up.
What am I going to fight? A bunch of Indians?
Zuck? You need some of that Zuck.
Zuck's not making this. Zuck hasn't been inside San Francisco. I'm just saying.
I'm saying if Zuck can fight the Indians, then you should be fine. Okay, so that's tomorrow. That's Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, so come out, especially if you're a Laker fan.
Yeah.
And hang with D.
Yeah. Buy me a drink.
Okay, you ready to get into it? Everyone put on your gloves and your sparring headgear.
Yeah.
Tinfoil hat.
It's an intense episode.
All right, let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Alrighty.
Shut up, Ari.
Rolling video, rolling audio. All 3 gentlemen on the pod in studio. Got it started.
I almost didn't come in today just because of you, Ari.
Why not?
Because you sent I would say a rude text.
The first one was fine.
Yeah.
Then it got
He spiced it up. Yep.
Yeah.
I did spice it up.
Yeah, what'd you say on the first one? Just are you coming in or not?
Yeah.
Just a basic.
First, I just asked you.
Yep. And then you said
Question mark, which I hate people who do that.
I mean,
oh yeah,
it's
then you
the only way to follow
it.
up with you guys.
Oh my gosh, I saw it. And then you said, I'm not sending a Zencaster link. Studio at 7:15. Be there or be square.
Be square.
Wow.
Be square.
I was almost square.
You were almost square.
I almost wrote in and said, I'm square today. So, you asshole. This guy gives us a
ultimatums
2-month notice, and all of a sudden, real full of himself.
I just want to see you in studio.
Well, he's leaving in August, so he's just like going off for it.
We're just to confirm, we're never seeing you again after August, right?
I don't think that's true. I would like to
this
stay
happens every
editing.
time.
We've never seen Tim.
Every time a young person leaves our office,
Tim.
we say, yeah, but think of all the
Chads, the Pete's.
But I can name 10 names from Young and Reckless.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a million from 5'4". It's always like, no, I'll stop in. Never again.
Yeah.
No love.
I would like to think I'd continue to edit the pod. But,
Well,
you know,
I'd
that's a
like for
discussion
you
I
to
have to have
think
with
that.
D at the time.
I got AI, bro.
Yeah, we all, yeah.
Oh,
I
by
saw some
August, it's
TikTok.
full AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some
August
TikTok.
intelligence.
Yeah, maybe I'll just replace my job with AI as I leave.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have to pay anybody.
There you go.
That'd be a nice parting gift.
Maybe that'll be my gift to y'all.
Well, your new job's about to get replaced with AI too, so you might as well.
Yeah, lawyer,
Yeah.
this.
Public
I don't know.
defender.
I think you should
kidding?
just focus on roofing.
Roofing?
Right.
I think roofing is going to be, if the rains continue like this in California, roofing is going to be the hottest job.
Robots can't do that.
Not
No.
wrong.
Robots can't climb up on that roof. They're
No.
dummies.
Dummies.
I don't know if you can either, but
Also true.
I could climb on a roof, yes.
Okay, well,
using a ladder.
I think you
Like
should
if
give it
I
a try.
said you have to get on top of a roof, how would you do it?
I mean,
Without a ladder.
what kind of building are we talking about? Is it a skyscraper? Like, I'm not going to Mission Impossible that shit
2,
up.
3 story, you know.
You know who I bet climbs onto a roof almost every weekend? The boys.
Yeah.
The boys.
I bet if you
Project
were like, how would
X.
you climb onto a roof? They're like, easy, dude.
Yeah.
The boys would definitely get
Obviously.
They're,
climb on a
they're
roof.
using their nails and just clawing their way up.
Yeah, they know exactly how to do it. All right, what do we got today? What's going on with Zuck?
Zuck is out here beating up Indians in MMA.
What do you do? Is there
So-
a video I missed?
No, he had a tournament this weekend. He's like a high school kid.
No, he didn't.
He has a tournament.
Yeah.
He did a match.
Yes.
Or whatever you call it.
I think he fought like 3 people this weekend.
Where
And
did
he
you
was
see
a
this?
beast.
And then I saw
He
one where he
posted it.
beat up this poor Indian
Michael
kid.
Mente posted it or sent it to us.
Yeah, I've got
today?
it. Yeah,
Yes.
I've got it sent to by like 50 people. He's on the mat just beating up nerds.
So it's like a real match.
Yeah. It's like, you know, like your community college. Like,
Oh, man. I wonder what's going to go on with the Facebook stock tomorrow.
I mean, I actually think for the purposes of stock, it's good that he's beating people up.
Kind of like Elon smoking weed. Like, oh, he's cool. He's working hard.
No, I mean, I just think that he's out here beating people up. That's
You like
good for
it?
business.
Okay.
So what do you think? His stock's up 300% in the last like
That's
5
true. You
months.
can't really be mad at him. Go
Yeah.
kick some ass if you want.
And he's
Yeah.
just like, okay, fine, I'll go do competition.
Yeah. Here's also what I think is how did they vet his opponents?
I mean, I saw the first one on the Instagram. It's like one of Anand's friends he's beating up.
Because like you're, I mean,
No, but it's also like he has like real Secret Service.
yeah. And there's
So
no
if
way they
someone's
just
gonna, like put him to sleep. You can't put Zuck to sleep.
Yep. I'll give you an example. I thought it would be fun, even though I wouldn't do this because of, once again, I've had too many brain injuries. I thought, like, is there a route where I could go say I had a professional boxing match, go to like Mexico or something? That's what a lot of people do. And
Just fight
and
someone.
have an easy fight. And like, is that possible?
Beat up some children.
And when I asked, the answer is, well, yes, kind of, but you don't know who you're getting. So you could get the next Mike Tyson. You don't know. Or you could get some absolute bum, but there's no way to really rig it.
Right.
I have to believe Zuck, you know, like they weeded out a couple
The
guys.
Indian guy that lost was very happy too.
I'm just very
He might have been like,
Smiling.
he might have worked at
No,
Facebook.
but I'm very curious. Like, Zuck has Secret Service that, you know,
It's
secure
all-
him.
it did- this-
So if something goes wrong in a match, does the
But I
Secret
know, but like
Service?
these like your neighborhood jujitsu, no one's dying.
No, but in the sense that you don't want to get injured, right?
Yeah. That's why I think they probably vetted the opponents. And it's just like,
It's like, what are you, computer science from Bangalore? Come on in.
come on in, hit the mat.
I
Right?
don't,
And then they probably stood there and Mark was like, you know, let me be cool.
Yeah.
because the board won't allow it because it would destroy shareholder value if he
Yeah.
got put to sleep.
Yeah. Well, the board picked the Indian.
Yeah.
I bet the board picked it.
It's like, you're your opponent.
Was it? So it was multiple people?
There was, I think it looked like he fought 2-3 different people.
He fought 3 people.
I'm pretty sure.
And was it like MMA
There's a slide.
or
There's-
jiu-jitsu? Like,
Jiu-
I
was it
know.
Jiu-jitsu.
I just saw the
No punching.
winning. I just saw him winning.
Yeah.
Menti just sent us the
There's a
images of
slide.
him
Dude. There's
winning.
like a few people he fought. Good.
And he
Good
won
for
every,
him.
he
Stocks
won
up,
every
good for
match,
him.
right?
Obviously, he's winning every match.
I'm sure one of those Secret
It's like
Service guys
Putin.
just swept the leg.
It's like, you know, when Putin or Kim Jong, when they say
Yeah.
he's the fastest
yeah.
man
Yeah,
in
Kim
Korea.
Jong-un.
he went golfing, got all holes in one or
18,
something.
18
Yeah.
hole in ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, stock's up. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
If this is 6 months ago, we roast him.
Yeah. Now he's the hottest CEO.
The hottest MMA up and comer.
Yeah. Good for him.
Good for him. I mean, it's a long way from fucking, kiteboarding with fucking suntan lotion
Yeah.
all over his face.
What
Remember
was-
those images?
What was the song he used again?
What? Oh, for that?
John Denver's song? Was it John Denver?
Something about America, right? It was an American flag and some
Yeah.
American
What was
shit.
the song? I can't remember. I'm dying.
Do you know what's amazing is he has like a 2-week-old kid.
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
I
because
mean,
he's
think
staying
about
up
how-
all night.
think about that
yeah, I
process.
get it. He's staying up all night.
Is that what he said?
Well, I mean, come on.
No, I'm just saying it's just funny.
Yeah, yeah. But
he
that's,
didn't
I mean,
get
his
pregnancy.
him raising a kid versus us is very different.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, good for Zuck. I mean,
Oh, it was Take
Don't
Me
fuck
Home.
with
That's
Zuck.
what it was.
yes. I prefer this way over that.
It should be this. He should be playing Metallica over it. Enter the Sandman.
I agree. I totally agree. I love
That's
it.
more America.
Don't fuck with the Zuck.
Yeah.
He should do like a celebrity,
Death match?
do like what Jake Paul would do and like beat up another tech CEO. Like
Yeah.
me and Sundar.
I mean, Sundar's getting his ass beat by Zuck.
Yeah. He should do
Sam
I
it.
mean,
Altman
even Sam
needs to fight,
Altman.
too.
If Zuck and Sam Altman,
Yeah.
Zuck's
You know,
biting
there's
his head off.
You
Yeah,
know,
he
there's
should
a
do it.
pic of Sam Altman and Sundar walking. They look like,
They're jacked.
yeah.
Okay. What tech CEO would beat up Zuck?
Bezos.
Bezos.
Bezos Did you see Bezos at F1?
Yeah, he looks like he would beat his ass.
Yeah. He looks like the fucking Terminator. Okay.
I
so
bet you
him.
Jeff Bezos, like he boxes. I guarantee he boxes.
Yeah.
And he probably punches
Do you
the
think?
shit out of that free
Do
shipping.
you think Bezos has to work out or
He
just the
does.
drugs?
No, he's working out. He's
You
alpha,
can't.
bro.
Drugs don't do that. You need to work out with it.
Yeah.
Not as hard,
Yeah.
but you need to work
And
out.
he went so hard his whole life.
Yeah.
You don't think he's going so hard and working
It's
out?
so funny. Did you see the F1 pic of Lawrence
Yeah, of
Sanchez
course.
and
Jeff
Bezos?
I didn't say it.
Everyone thought it was Mid-Journey, which is the AI.
Because you couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Why? Because he looks so jacked?
Yeah. And she looks great too. I'm not,
Yeah, they just look like they look like it looks fake. It just looks like they're having a great
That's how
day.
it should look. That's how I
you're-
want my,
you're in your late
second richest
50s
man in
and
the
you
world.
look like that. It's great.
I think Jeff is older than 50s, right? He's 60s.
He might
That's
be.
wild. If so. He is.
Yeah. I think so.
That's what blows my mind about like Elon or a lot of tech people. It's like they're so smart and they're so data oriented, but they're so like unhealthy.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're eating well, but like, strength training has been proven to
It's the most
increase
important
brain
thing. Yeah.
blood
Yeah.
flow and all. Like it kind of blows my mind that all rich people or all tech billionaires don't kind of go the Bezos route.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have the resources.
Yeah, just needle up the arm, schedule your fucking thing. They're crazy about their schedule.
Yeah.
An hour a day.
Literally, it's an hour. I don't
Yeah.
even know if it's, at their time, maybe even
What
more
do you think
efficient.
Bezos' workout is?
6-7 hours.
You think he's working out 6 to
I
7
think he's
hours?
just being
I think
there.
it's an hour a day, and I think it's just
I think it's more
heavier on the weights than like your average,
So he's not running.
like than Bob Iger. I don't think he's really
Nah.
running. I don't think he's running. He might do a little warm up, little 5-minute warm up jog, and then weights. There's no way. That's the only way you would get those muscles at that age, even with all the drugs in the
Might
world.
be having sex before his workout.
He probably is,
Yeah.
and after, maybe in the middle.
Yeah. There's your cardio.
That's what those photos look like. That looks like a guy who's fucking during his workout.
Jeff Buckin.
Oh man. Okay. Do we want to go news?
Well, I want to talk about so this week I'll be on Jason Calcanis's podcast, This Week in Startups. I did the interview Friday, and I'll tell you, Jason is a Kathy.
Wow.
He listens to the podcast.
Jason Kathy Canis.
Jason Kathy Canis.
Yeah.
He was asking about Chatty Cathy Club.
Wow.
He made a comment that when All In had started getting popular, that he got a bunch of DMs from people saying, "Hey, there's a group of guys that are friends also that ripped off All In. So he started listening.
We ripped them off.
And then
We were before them.
Yeah.
listen.
Sorry, we get fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not even listening.
Okay, this
And
is like
so he then said, I started listening and I looked you guys up and I was like, well, they started 3 years before us.
okay, good. Okay, so he knows.
So he knows, and he's a big fan of the pod. He's coming on it when he comes to LA next.
Nice.
Wow.
And
Nice.
so it was an awesome interview. So check it out. I think it may come out tomorrow or Tuesday. I don't know his schedule, but yeah, I'm like he knew about the Run Club. He knew about all of us. Like he definitely like. It was cool.
Tuned in.
It was cool. Yeah, and it was fun also just talking about the actual medium of podcasting.
Yeah.
And how people even, obviously for them, like how many people have connected with them because of the podcast.
Yeah.
And then we were talking about like it's such an intimate connection. It's very different than, we were talking like I think like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Howard Stern used to reach 20 million people.
Yeah.
Jason was saying that because it's serious, he may only reach 1 million people. He gets paid
Sure.
30 million a year, but
Yep.
he only reaches 1 million people. And so you're not in the zeitgeist because of it.
Yep.
And I think you even said that courtside at a Knicks, were you the one who said it? Or maybe Jason said it, that at courtside at a Knicks game, people don't recognize Howard Stern anymore, the players.
Yeah, I know. I sent
Yeah.
I sent the tweet that
Yeah.
Howard Stern got very sensitive and it was actually really weird. He was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, African American players don't recognize me."
He said African American.
He literally said this, and I'm
Instead of
like,
just
"No one knows who
basketball
you
player?
are."
Well, I mean,
So what, the white guys came up to him?
well, I
No,
mean, to
no.
be fair, it didn't look like people didn't know who Jessica Alba was either at
Yeah.
the Knicks game too.
Yeah.
So maybe people in New York are just dumb.
How did Howard Stern get so lame?
No, but it's
he was
also
like the
like
coolest
the
dude in
age.
the
You know
world.
what? I mean, I
It's
randomly
age.
listened to him the other day.
Was it good?
It's exactly how it was 25 years ago.
Because he kind of hates on podcasting a little bit.
Well, because he's not part of it. And I think, think about it like this. If Joe Rogan was courtside at a game,
Yeah.
he would be the equivalent of the biggest star at the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan is this generation's version of Howard Stern. Like when I was in high school, in my car, I listened to Howard Stern every morning.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it was so like,
Yeah, I never experienced that.
But
It was
Howard
so
Stern's
good.
irrelevant now.
yeah, and now he's
And-
completely wrong.
I don't care how much money he makes currently, but you shouldn't think that the star athlete's going to come up to you the way that.
But if you
So
I saw the context.
I went to the Laker game yesterday.
Yeah.
Right. You know who the biggest cheers was? Bronny.
yeah.
Yeah, because his dad's the biggest fucking star
Who
of the
cares?
Laker
But
game.
it's not. I mean, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying.
It does matter.
It's a star. It's a state of the times, right?
Yeah, like Bronny wasn't born when Howard Stern was popping. I think that's what Anand's saying. Like, it's
Yeah.
like the new,
It's always
what's
new.
relevant now.
It's always new.
It
It's,
was,
it's
so
I
it
agree.
was Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
It was Bronny,
Kim.
Kim.
Yep.
Those were the hot moments
Yep.
at the game.
I agree. I think people's memory is short and they don't care. I mean, they just don't care. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
so long since Howard Stern's been like,
yeah.
whatever. But
it's weird that he.
Of course he cares. Because he was at one point.
No, it's weird that he made it a race thing.
why do you say African?
He said African American players
I think
don't
it's just
care.
kind of dorky,
because
right?
I mean, my guess
90% of the NBA is, or 80%.
yeah, because I
black,
think
right?
I would say historically, he was a white fan base. Like,
Oh.
in
But
my
I don't
opinion.
think any of the white
But
players
why did
knew
he
who
make
he
it a
was.
white base? Because he actually is kind of woke.
he's very woke.
So my point is, like,
I think
it's
that's
weird.
maybe, yeah.
But
that
he
he
also
did it.
doesn't mind calling out what he thinks. If he thinks that's what he thinks, that's what he thinks.
I think it's kind of dorky in that way. Like
Yeah.
he just sort of like brain vomits.
he's
But I think
Yeah.
the fact that he thinks it's because black people don't know who he is, it's like, no one knows who you are.
Yeah. I think that was a weird way to put it, but
if you're in New York City and you're like passing by like a truck driver, they're listening to Howard Stern.
yeah, still.
So,
But that's why I
whatever
do
it's
want to say this is a weird jump, but I do think that's why I think Fox made a mistake with this Tucker Carlson thing.
Yeah.
And I think that is why. Like he'll go to the web or to a podcast or to whatever and be huge.
The rumor
Fox-
is Elon and Tucker were talking this weekend.
Really?
I mean, if you can get Tucker exclusively doing videos on Twitter, It's gonna be the
and
biggest
Fox
thing.
becomes serious,
Yeah.
then you're fucked.
Yeah.
I'm sure Sirius, when they first heard podcasts, they probably laughed.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
To be fair, like in the podcast world, like there are very popular podcasts, but there's really only one extremely influential one, and it's Joe Rogan.
yeah, but like Call Her Daddy does like crazy numbers.
No, the numbers are there, but I'm talking about just like sheer cultural influence.
Yeah, that's
it's
fair.
really just Joe Rogan.
That's
I
probably
listened to
fair.
your Indian doctor.
He didn't like him, huh? I could tell. I listened. I wasn't like the number one supporter. I was just saying you should listen. It's
I
interesting.
listened to it and I finished it.
And you didn't love it. You thought he was a quack.
Yeah.
Why though? You just thought his facts were off?
Yeah, I think he I think he
Woke on and
Yeah, Wokana was not feeling it.
no, he
Woke on
wants,
it
he wants to go get a booster right now.
Don't do it.
I don't.
After dessert, he goes gets a booster every Sunday.
He does, huh?
Yeah,
Little Sunday pick
booster,
me up.
booster,
Little-
booster, booster,
Just a
booster.
little quick shot.
But
Well,
his comment that 50% of cardiac arrests were because of the vaccine was insane.
I don't know. I don't have the data.
That's what he said. That's
I know.
his
I
data.
don't know. But
Well,
I don't have the data.
So Dr. Jeff, we were with Dr. Jeff the other night.
Yep.
And we brought up the quack.
Woke Anand.
Oh, the quack.
Woke on and brought up the thing.
Oh,
and,
okay.
and Dr. Jeff is not, he's going to come on the pod to talk about it. He is not about big pharma at all.
Huh?
Here's the thing.
So he's a little on the.
No, he's like, yeah, the vaccine.
So did you guys
Yeah.
listen to All In
No, I didn't listen to
Uh,
this week.
with the
I listened
RFK?
to this week.
No.
I started with RFK, but I didn't.
I haven't
So
listened.
I'm 10 minutes
RFK, like, he's big on the, conspiracy
Anti-vax.
theory, anti-vax.
Well, his family has been whacked by CIA.
he
But
also,
isn't his throat thing because of a vaccine injury?
I don't know.
I think so.
But he's big on the CIA killed his uncle,
Yeah,
John
I
F.
saw
Kennedy
that clip.
Jr.
I
Yep.
mean,
but that seems pretty likely,
you
right?
think some rando just killed him?
That seems pretty
Rando
likely.
killed
But
the president?
it's insane that he's saying it, and I'm not saying which way I'm on it. I'm just saying
But what if he really
it's
believes
pretty.
it?
Yeah, he clearly does.
So
Even
then-
Quincy Jones, when everyone said, "Oh, Quincy Jones is old, he doesn't know what he's talking about," he was talking about, you know, who killed JFK, and he was talking about the mafia, CIA, all this. He was talking about it, and people thought he was a whack job.
Yeah.
But this shit's
I know.
real.
The whack jobs have turned out to have a high batting average lately.
No, so the point is basically whatever he if his uncle got killed by the CIA, and I feel like their family probably has more knowledge than any of us
Yeah.
about how it happened.
Yeah.
But what he talked about was about the vaccines, not just COVID. All the kid vaccines. So there's stuff that like all our kids,
Yeah.
that get taken every 2 months, 3 months, year-old.
He's
2-year-old.
anti those too.
He's anti all of them, and he's like
Like the flu shot. He's anti flu shot.
he didn't say it, but he just said it's like this, pharma complex,
Got
because they talk about the military complex.
That's fair.
I agree with the
Makes
pharma
sense.
complex.
I mean, it makes sense.
I understand what the pharma complex is, but then Friedberg actually pushed back, was like, look, I worked at Monsanto. We were literally the pharma complex.
Yeah.
And no one talked to us from the government.
Yeah.
Well, because they were bribing everybody.
Monsanto?
Friedberg was just a chump there. He wasn't the
No,
guy.
Friedberg was a pretty senior dude.
He wasn't the senior guy running.
I don't know what he was.
Friedberg was like a scientist type
I'm
guy.
just saying, like, if you really believe there's this like huge conspiracy,
Yeah.
it would come out.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know that it
Look at
would.
the Epstein thing. If
Epstein's the only that's outlier. Epstein's outlier.
you believe that CIA conspiracy. You
No,
believe
I
that.
don't know if Epstein's CIA. I believe Epstein's a fucking psychopath.
No. You don't think there's some weird government connection with Epstein? Like, how do you
think
just
that
take
Epstein
down
got-
everybody?
Do you think Epstein got off easy in his first conviction because why? Why do you like what comes to mind?
Wait, say that again?
Like, you know how Epstein got like a weird slap on the
yeah,
wrist?
2008 or 9 or
Yeah.
whatever.
Why do you think?
How is he protected? That reporter
And
discovered
I don't even
it.
mean like figure it out. I just mean like what comes to mind. Like what comes to your
So-
mind when you hear that?
So I'll kind of take it to a different direction.
Were you on the island? Why are you defending this?
You were gone a lot in 08.
Yeah.
Did a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Came back with a tan.
Yeah.
No, what my point is basically that there's no way if it was just like, do you really believe the Pharma complex?
This is what I believe. I'll tell you what I believe. It's really
Who's
easy.
the number one advertiser in the world?
Yeah, pharmaceutical.
It's really
Do you
easy to
think
explain
it's not
what
a bad
I believe.
business?
No. But my point is, do you think we all got the vaccine because the pharmaceutical companies went to the government and said, we're doing this, you guys are going to promote it? And when...
No, I don't think it was that calculated.
Yeah.
But I do think it created momentum, and the pharmaceutical companies just took advantage of it. That's it. I don't think they came up with a grand plan.
There's no complex.
I listen, I don't know for a fact. I'll tell you really easily what I believe. This is what I believe. There are companies whose job it is to make more and more money, and getting everyone vaccinated because there's a global pandemic or vaccinating people every year is really good business. It's like a subscription service. It's like never let a good, what's the saying? Never let a good tragedy go to waste or something like that.
Yep.
I think that these are real things. So this is just my belief. I think that I don't think the vaccines are malicious or, all that. But I do think there's a huge business opportunity. And if you told me that maybe we're over-vaxxing or maybe we rushed the vaccine a little too quick during COVID and the injuries are actually worse than what they're reporting, I would believe all of that. Because I think there's just a huge incentive. Did we really we still have a vaccine. You can't travel here from other countries.
It just got lifted.
Today? When?
Last week.
Oh, that's big
Well,
news.
the pandemic globally ended Friday.
Got it. So we had that up until now, and it's just I just think that there's
who's
so
on
much
the
incentive.
Take? Who's on the take?
I think the vaccine companies and the people who are being
No,
lobbied
I know
by
the
them.
pharmaceutical companies want to make the money.
Yeah.
But who's on the take on the other side that is
Lobbyists.
making
They're
legislation?
These are people getting
lobbying.
lobbied. And then these politicians go do a speech at Pfizer and get fucking $200,000.
Yeah, of course.
It's a great gig. It's a business. All I'm saying is I don't think a lot of people go crazy and think they're killing us. They're fucking microchips.
I don't think it's that well thought out. It's just about money.
We know how it is to run a business.
Yeah.
D ran a subscription business. The goal is more subscribers. By any means necessary, get more and lose less.
If I knew there was a booster, I'd be selling it.
If you had a pair of booster jeans, hey,
Yeah.
boost your fucking 5'4" jeans up this month with the booster shot, and they're selling like crazy. You're boosting everybody.
Yeah,
You're saying,
just
Fauci, we need you on fucking CNN tomorrow talking about this booster.
And because it's not millions, it's billions, hundreds of billions.
No, of course it's hundreds of billions.
Yeah.
But my point is
you've experienced the medical system in this country. You don't think it's fucked up the way these companies make money?
no, I 100% agree. But my point is who's on the government side saying, okay, great, I want Pfizer to win.
No, they want all of them to win.
They're getting lobbied, and they're getting
put it like this.
kickback. They're getting
That's
But
where
here
the
like this.
conspiracy. If you listen to the
Pod.
the All In pod, where he starts talking about the deep state, and he starts talking about they killed my uncle, John F. Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
And I'm just who organized it?
You're not part of the deep state.
Yeah, you don't understand.
Obviously, I'm not.
Obviously, I'm not.
Yeah, you clearly don't understand.
It could be true. It could be true.
Yeah.
But then he also talked about the vaccine and it was just so disconnect. It's so disconnected.
I know
in the
it
sense
sounds
that-
crazy, but then when these things start happening, you start being. I used to think all these people are quack jobs, and then after COVID,
Me too.
and
It's just
Epstein,
enough of them were right
and
that I was
like,
oh,
fuck. Some
Yeah.
of this just kind of makes sense.
It just doesn't make sense because you can't tie the bow on any of it.
No, but here's the thing.
Remember how they treated the COVID lab leak theory?
Yeah.
Remember that they were you're racist against Asians if you even say that? And it turned out to essentially be true. I mean, we can't prove it, but it just, look, and I just want to be really clear. I'm not thinking that it's necessarily like I said, malicious or that it's population control. I don't believe any of that shit, but it's just a business. And it's just I don't know, to me, when Ron Paul or whoever the fuck asked Fauci to disclose who makes royalties from any of the vaccine companies to Congress, and he won't do it. And he does this little tiptoe thing. It's just from all of my time in negotiating or meetings, or if someone does that, it's because they don't want to tell you that they're all making bank. And Fauci was the main guy that we all trusted. And so, yeah, it would make sense. Like if Fauci made, $50 million in the last 2 years, yeah, it would make sense for him to maybe, hop on CNN a couple extra times. I just think it makes sense. I don't think like we're all going to die. We're all going to have heart attacks because we got the vaccine. Oh, they're killing us. I don't think that. But I do think like, yeah, does it make sense for you to hide a little of the data about some of these injuries the same way it made sense for you to call these deaths COVID deaths when someone died with COVID, not because of COVID? Like there was some funny business going on and I'm okay with it. But I think that's the reality. That's just my opinion. And the reason why I say I'm okay with that, I want to be really clear about everything I say here. The reason why I say I'm okay with it is because it's out of my control.
We're going to get a label on this episode.
Yeah, we did
Big
already.
label.
It just is what it is. It's out of my control.
I'm just
maybe it'll get removed. Anand, you getting a booster after this?
yeah,
I'll get a booster.
I'll get a booster
I'm happy
live
to get a booster.
on Wednesday's episode.
100% I'll get a booster.
If you don't.
You should get a booster every week.
Every week. I'll do it.
I just think this is what happens. Like the world is too chaotic. Like
No, because RFK started talking about like vaccines causing autism and all this stuff. And I'm like, dude,
he seems a little
every
overboard.
kid takes a fucking vaccine.
Yeah. I get that. I'm with you on that. He seems a little overboard, but I could see a lot of what he's talking about. It's the same way that like, who the first person was to talk about Epstein while he was still free is Alex Jones. Yeah. Like that's crazy. And yes, he's the same guy who said like Sandy Hook was fake.
That's also like dead clock, right?
I understand, but the problem is when you see enough of these quack jobs be right 2 times.
I don't think RFK is a quack job. I'm not saying that.
No, but he's a little. If you would ask me RFK 5 years ago, I'd be like, seems quacky. Yeah, that's just I put him in that bucket.
RFK today is.
I actually listened to the entire interview and I was like,
so the whole episode is just an interview with him.
And then they litigate him the last 20 minutes.
Okay.
You know what else I think really fucked me up, because we talk about this a lot, is the way they did the Joe Rogan thing. Like when I saw that, I was like, damn. Like
which one? Sorry.
Like when he made the video saying I've been taking ivermectin and blah, blah, blah. And they literally
try to cancel him.
Not only that, but they changed the color of his video so that he looked yellow.
Yeah, they changed the color of his face.
And then they laughed and mocked him and laughed. Enjoy your horse pills. Knowing, that was not. It's just like, fuck,
that's big
dude.
Pharma,
like
I wanted editor.
No, I mean, I'm a Joe Rogan fan.
You know that fucked me up because I was like, damn, I just saw it happen.
Your boy's getting
No,
dragged.
Joe Rogan talks about this. Like he talked about with this Indian doctor that they changed the color of his face.
Yeah.
To make it seem like he was,
sickly.
Like jaundice.
Yeah.
They made him look yellow. Like you can put him side by side. He looks totally normal in his Instagram video, and then they literally like color corrected it, like so obnoxiously.
I know, but so that's my point. Is that like the once like the mob gets a hold of something, it may not even be the pharmaceutical company. It's just there's enough people on the other side that don't want to believe that's true.
If there's a deep state, Joe Rogan's getting smoked.
I mean, there has to be a deep state, right? Like to me, this is once again, this is fun, and maybe I should edit part of myself out here. But like,
if there's a deep state, who is more threatening to the deep state than Joe Rogan?
Oh, nobody. I don't think anyone's more threatening in this country than Joe Rogan.
Oh, wow.
To like really powerful people.
Correct.
Yes, I'm sure people try to off him all the time.
I listen to his shit. I know you do too.
Yeah.
And I hear it and I'm like, oh my God, he must.
What if he's a deep state?
I'm sure. Ooh.
That's a great twist.
Could never be
He's
too
CIA?
sure. Yeah.
He might be CIA.
I bet you the amount of people that would have thought about ways to kill him is probably a lot. The amount of powerful people. But I also heard his security details like the fucking president. At this
Is it
point.
really?
That's what I've heard. Like every now and then comedians will joke about it. Like there's multiple cars with him at all times.
You're not seeing Joe Rogan at the restaurant.
And if you do, he's surrounded.
Yeah.
Like there's people in suits and like Navy SEALs and stuff.
Good. He's rightfully so.
Yeah. But this is my point. I would almost feel more afraid if there wasn't a deep state. Because you're telling me every 4 years we just swap this shit out?
That's
and
true.
someone just comes in and moves all their shit in? No chance. That's terrifying.
This is a rotating deep state.
Yeah, I want a deep state.
Yeah.
Let me know someone's like...
Someone has something under control.
Who's got the continuity here? You know what I mean?
Who's at the control?
Yes. What happens during that? I know what happens when I go on vacation for a week and a half. I get a little out of the loop. What happens when everyone's moving in and out? After
especially these senile old fucking motherfuckers.
Yeah, come on, man. I want a deep state. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, that was fun. This is my only point, and I hope none of that gets taken weird. I don't think it will. Anything we just said, but I think enough times in the last couple of years, the people that I put in the quack job bucket that have been right. And the way that I've seen like mainstream media try to make people look crazy, it fucked me up. And now I don't really know.
I'll tell you, if I were to think about from 9/11 financial crisis to today, the two most biggest things that have happened in the last 20 years outside of those two, like, to me, like, there's nothing bigger than 9/11. Like, that was like monumental event.
Yeah.
Specifically for Americans. Epstein and COVID were the two biggest other things.
Yeah.
And Epstein is the craziest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like, it's never ending.
Yeah.
And the people that were involved are just the craziest people on earth.
And there's new stuff that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
about
so,
like his meeting schedule.
I mean, it's everybody.
Yeah. It's everybody. It's literally everybody.
This guy was like a podcast.
But is he the outlier that makes all the conspiracy theories true?
No, because it's I would say
maybe, or is there a
or
bunch
is he
more?
Just the common theme.
No.
But is there like another one right now?
No, but my thing to just piggyback that, all the COVID stuff, everything we thought was COVID was right.
Yeah.
We got told it was something else.
Yeah.
And then the data is showing it may or may not have mattered depending on who you talk to.
Here's my question.
On the vaccine.
No. Here's my question about COVID. Do you think there was a coordinated effort between pharmaceutical companies and the government to basically institute all these
vaccines
and
here's how I think it worked. This is, once again, just my guess.
Because Trump took the vaccine. No. Trump took the vaccine. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, of course. I think what happened was COVID happened. Everyone was so scared. So we all pushed for the vaccine. We were on here talking about taking the vaccine. And then people were like, oh shit, your life can go back to normal if you get the vaccine. And then pharmaceutical companies were like, fuck it. Let's go run this up. Run the scoreboard up.
And
I think that's what happened.
It's simple. I think that they then went.
I don't think it's like deep state.
I don't think it's deep state at all.
But I don't
think it's coordinated.
But I also don't.
I think Epstein makes us think that there's this deep state.
This is what I think. I think this is really likely is, like Dee said, this thing happened. Everyone freaked out. Everyone with good intentions trying to find a vaccine. Got to find a vaccine. Okay, we got a vaccine. Now there are the owners of the vaccines, Pfizer, Moderna, whatever. I think that they then see both this is good for the world and amazing profit. And I think that they go to their mouthpiece, however this worked, which is Fauci and those people. And they said, hey, we have some royalties. We have a little kickback for you. We need you this is a great product. We need you to get out there and this will stop the pandemic. And I think everyone got a little over their skis, and money made everyone maybe go a little over their judgment. And we stopped worrying about the reality of what is exactly the side effects of the vaccine. Is it exactly what we thought? Is it exactly as effective as we thought? Is this real? Let's stick to the nuts and bolts here. And we just kind of like
because you know what happened with the vaccine, and we were here talking about it, like, we didn't question anything. We're like, vaccine, we get our life goes
I
back
lied
to
and
normal.
said I was an Uber driver so I could get mine early.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't wait.
Yeah, and we just wanted our life back to normal because they said, if you got the vaccine.
But do you not remember what was going on at the time?
Mm-hmm.
It was because Trump was in office and talking crazy shit. And we were like, look, we got to get back to normal. He's crazy. I don't believe anything he says.
Yeah.
So let's go get the
vaccine. I'm not blaming either Trump or Biden. I don't think it's Trump or Biden.
Has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I don't think it's Trump or Biden.
Like way before him.
Biden's still pushing the booster though. He was talking about booster the other day.
It's good for him. Let him do it.
The only thing I blame them for is all the free money that led to the financial problem that we're in now. I think it was pharmaceutical with Fauci, with the people they've lobbied, with the whatever.
Fauci, what's his motive?
He makes money.
How? He's a public servant.
Well, why wouldn't he answer?
It's clout too.
Why
he saw that it worked. It's the same way Trump saw that the talking about the wall worked. Fauci was, whatever he was preaching, all these people were saying he was right.
He got really famous. He
got
like people
really
were literally like
famous,
Fauci, like.
Because if he
What
said,
happened to Dr. Bricks?
because they,
But you know that Dr. Bricks said like, we knew it wasn't as effective as we probably overplayed that.
yeah, and they,
But do you know
After.
the real reason why we got to where we were was because China overcorrected in China about lockdowns and shutting down everything. So every country felt like they had to do the same thing. So if you
Sure,
want to put
maybe.
the blame, it's them.
but we still did it.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we
but we
still-
did it because we were like, oh, there are 1 billion people. They're supposed to be a efficient country.
Oh, we're following
But
communism.
look what
now?
else they do that we
100%.
don't follow. You
What's
know?
that?
Like, look what else they do that we don't follow. They do wild shit. We don't care.
Yeah,
I think we follow on disease.
Okay, you could be totally right. All I'm saying is, if let's just say there was a person
and that's
responsible.
why I predicted that we would have lockdowns here because we're like, oh, China's doing it, U.S. is definitely doing it.
Totally
and
fair.
not to say right or wrong doesn't matter.
Yeah, all
I
that I'm
just
saying
said-
is if there was a person that was responsible for the lockdowns, let's just say there was one person, and that person came to me and said, hey, I'm sorry we did it because China did it, I would say that's not a good excuse. That's stupid. Because why? There are other countries that didn't do it as severely as we did, or there's places like Florida that opened it up a little sooner, or there's places that everyone kind of started making their own decisions. I could see if you locked down for 3 months,
Yep.
and you're like, oh shit, we're looking at the data here and this isn't really what we thought. Let's try to sort of experiment, stop dumping cash into the economy, see if we can get things going. That would have felt to me like responsible leadership. But to say we just locked down for fucking a
But
year and a half because
Can we
China
actually
did it.
like make this a very like stark claim?
What?
Lockdowns and stimulus happened under a Republican administration.
But they
fine.
continued under
yeah.
Biden. Biden kept dumping the money.
He kept dumping Inflation Reduction Act.
But sure.
But
I'm
my
not
point
a
is, like,
Republican.
Trump started it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Lockdown started under Trump.
Absolutely.
I know,
And
but
stimulus
states were allowed to do whatever they
stimulus
want.
started.
States were allowed to do whatever they want. Florida chose not to lock down, and the death toll and all that stuff proved to be the same.
But stimulus was completely under Trump.
Yeah, I agree.
The actual inflation was because of what happened
Yeah,
under
we're
the
not
Trump
talking about inflation.
administration.
We're talking about the
I'm not a Trump guy.
miscalculation of
No,
COVID.
I know you guys love Trump. I know you guys love everything that happened in the Republican
Well, God.
administration. And you guys actually don't understand that all the stimulus that happened under the Trump administration
But no.
is what created Trump,
Listen.
which created inflation.
Listen.
2021,
But we're not talking about
5%
inflation.
inflation
You're arguing
happened.
with people who aren't arguing with you.
We're not talking
No,
about
no, no,
inflation.
you guys want to blame Biden. You guys want to blame me.
I'm not blaming
I'm
Biden.
literally not. I'm not fucking around here.
Yeah.
No, you guys. You guys.
Well, you're not letting
2021
us talk, so-
5% inflation was because of what happened under the Trump administration.
Yep.
And Biden.
I have no problem with that.
Both.
And to
They're
be clear,
both.
the only thing that we're really arguing here is that the vaccine efficacy, side effects, that stuff might not be exactly what we thought it was. That's
Yeah.
really our
and
original
they're not willing
argument.
to change their mind about it. They were wrong, and it's fine. Both parties were wrong.
Mhm.
What are they wrong
handled-
about?
It's the deep state.
No, because I actually saw the data. Dr. Jeff showed me the data.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 in 100,000 people would die.
With the vaccine.
Correct. Or without the vaccine.
Yeah.
0.2% of the 1% would die without the vaccine. Or with the vaccine, sorry. So it's
But the
a
other data-
5x efficacy.
I know,
But
but
there's one
he's
So
other-
why wouldn't you take that
But
the
there's
risk?
one other data point I need, which is the
the effect of
And
the
he
people
was
that have
trying to tell
vaccine.
me,
vaccine injuries.
and I was
But
like,
you-
look,
you-
I know math. Like, this is like an obvious,
I know,
take it.
but you're not
But he
talking
was-
about the effect of the vaccine, what it had on 0.2% of the population.
yeah, like what you have to also tie in.
You have
Was
to
there
tie
any
that.
negative?
You didn't tie that in.
No, and there's no data on that.
I know, but that's the
But
data
they
we
don't
need.
want you to. They don't want that.
There
no one
is
wants
data
that. It's not
on
good
it.
for business.
And I think the same way that they were saying, like if you got in a car crash and had COVID, it was marked as a COVID death.
Yeah.
And I think the same way, if you had a heart attack or a stroke right after getting a booster, I think they called it a heart attack or a stroke sometimes. I just don't think it's totally clear. And I'm not saying it was malicious. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not
It's just
saying I even
inaccurate, yeah.
regret taking the vaccine. I'm just saying I'd love to see the real info.
Okay, so of the million people that died in 2020 to 2021.
Yep.
How many people died anyways in a given year? Give me that data first. If you have that number, we could talk.
But then we can talk about the next 2 years. There's only 100,000 people of COVID.
No, I'm saying of people
So
died
you're telling
total.
me that they just assigned COVID to a million people?
No, but
No, I
it's
don't think a
clear that
million. I think
they
it's fluffed.
clearly assigned
think they fluffed
people at the hospital. It was just easier to assign it.
Like, how many people died of the flu in 2020?
I don't think it was malicious either. I actually don't think they meant it on purpose. They said this person has COVID and they died.
I think there were incentives.
Yeah.
They were given, if I'm not mistaken, there was some sort of incentives to the hospital.
This is where I think about the deep state, where I don't think it's that coordinated.
No, I don't think it's coordinated, like, literally almost at all. I think that
Like, no
when
one's
there's
going to Cedars and saying, like, hey, get us 100 more
No,
COVID
but you
deaths.
get- you
And
get-
we
you get
and we-
benefits.
and
I'll
we
give you
can
an
get it.
example. I'll give you an exact example of what it's like to me. When COVID happened, we really quickly went and started making masks for Young and Reckless and selling masks. They became our top selling item. We made sure we got a lot of masks. We made sure we told everyone that we had masks. We were very big on masks because, yes, masks are good for people, but also it was good for business, and business was tough at the time, right? So just being honest, but imagine, number one, that's like someone coming to us and saying, oh, so you manufactured COVID so that Young and Reckless could sell No, I don't think it was some coordinated thing.
No.
I think that an event happens, things get chaotic and crazy.
You start making money.
You start finding ways to make money, and you start promoting that. And like I said, we didn't do any damage or anything but if we could have, if we had the power to go on CNN and talk about how well our masks help everyone, would I have said no? I don't know.
No,
Yeah.
of course not.
So I'm just saying, I think that's more representative of what happened.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fair.
think someone sat down with a whiteboard and said, okay, here's our play, guys.
No.
We're going to leak this shit out of Wuhan. We're going to blah, blah, blah. Pfizer's
No,
going to
but
I
everyone
don't
just
think that
takes
happened.
advantage of the situation.
And I think we need a proper audit and say what really happened there so that we do better next time. That's all I
No, because here's the thing. The next time, no one's listening to anyone about fucking anything.
No, yeah, that's for sure.
So that's why the next time doesn't
it's gonna
matter.
be even
We
crazier.
fucked this
It's gonna be
up
crazy.
so badly
Yeah.
on both sides, so badly.
I agree.
The way we handle it doesn't matter. Like, you look at whether it's guns or vaccine or whatever it is, it's never.
Yeah.
And then add TikTok to it that's just feeding whatever you want to hear.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. Right before I left here, because this is perfectly in line with what we're talking about, I saw a long TikTok video with a lot of views about how Kobe Bryant was in a lawsuit with the pharmaceutical companies and had a court date 2 weeks after his plane crash.
Yeah.
And something doesn't add up here. Now, that is ridiculous, but I'm just letting you know that's the type of bullshit that people are now so open to because it's such a quick jump
Yeah.
But
from that being.
that's what's crazy is that, like, people are open to that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Well, because it's not because what we experienced the last 5 years between Epstein and COVID, there's so many.
Epstein and COVID are the same.
To me, they are. They're
I think they're two crazy things that there was a lot of lies and deceit around.
Yes, 100%. Like,
Like Bill Gates? Bill Gates can't catch his own plane? This guy's on fucking 24 flights and
his
dinners
wife
and
even
lunches.
said, like, that's the reason why I got divorced.
Our guy Bill, I thought Bill was a good guy.
Yeah,
Bill's
I
a great
trusted
guy.
Bill.
Bill's a superhero.
I know, but I mean, I don't want that on record.
I'm not saying it.
Which is crazy.
Why?
But I don't know now. See, when we
Do
were
you
making
really
fun of Bill,
believe?
Why did his wife say that I was very concerned that my husband was friends with this gentleman?
But if you think about the work that Bill Gates has done,
So you're okay with that if you've done something so horrific?
it's same like Jeff Bezos cheated on his wife.
Nowhere near.
I think it's very different. If he's guilty
Very
of these
different.
things, it's very different.
Very different. It's not even on the same planet.
If you think Bill Gates slept with underage women, I would agree with you.
Bill Gates associated himself with a person that could be one of the sickest people in our history.
But the jump to then you also went to the island and maybe you thought they were just young women.
I mean, RFK was talking about Bill Gates in the podcast, and it
Bill
just
Gates surprised me. Bill Gates let me down in the last 2 years. I had a
What
different
did
view
Bill
of Bill.
Gates leave you down on? Sorry.
The biggest thing is this Epstein stuff. It's just, why are you so tied
Why are you
in?
associated with this person?
He's the
at all?
smartest, one of the smartest people in the world. You know what he's up to. So that means that you're not,
You just have you had lapse of judgment.
and it's all because you were raising money and you're one of the richest people in the world.
You don't
and
need
you know
his money
the
for
richest
fucking
people
the
in world.
foundation.
So the only thing that leads me to believe is there's something else he had that you like.
Let's go to the next deduction.
Yep.
What happens?
Why was he hanging with him? I'm gonna
Exactly.
ask
I
you.
want you to tell me.
I think
You-
it's
You're
too
you're-
fishy for
you're-
comfort.
What
Yeah.
you're saying is basically like the next deduction is he's sleeping with young underage women.
I think he was associated with the person that you did not. You operate in life. You try to associate yourself with.
We
people.
know a lot of scummy people.
Not like that, man.
But we don't fly on their planes and go meet with them
maybe
for
you do.
lunch.
I don't know. I'm not flying on planes with scummy people.
I know.
You
I know who you're hanging out
Yeah,
with. You're
but-
a lot of scummy people.
Who? Name someone. Put him on blast. You can bleep
scummy.
it out.
We're talking about one of
Not
the
Jeffrey
scummiest people.
Epstein.
We're talking about one of the
No,
scummiest
that's
people
not
in
even
history.
close. He's literally. I would argue one of the worst people in humanity.
100%.
And so why would you hang out with them? If you know someone's bad, why would you spend
So
time
you
with them?
think
we know people that have fucked me in the least sense, and I would never even look at them in the fucking face ever again. And this guy's hanging on a plane with him?
And you know you're so like we know.
And I'm not even a high judge of character like supposedly the richest man in the world is.
Also, you know, like we know people who are celebrities or CEOs or whatever. You have to be so careful about who you associate with. You know,
yeah.
like, and you know that
So
I don't
either
know.
Bill
Look,
Gates
I'm
is
not-
the dumbest person on earth, or Jeffrey Epstein is deep state.
Yeah.
You got to pick a side. Is he the dumbest person you've ever met?
I've never met him.
Okay, dumbest person in
You've
history.
never met. Dumbest person you've never met, or
The richest man in the world is just hanging out with randos. I don't even hang out with randos.
I agree. This is all I'm saying. So much shit has happened in the last few years that has, like I said, the
That
quack
like kind
jobs
of broke
have
your mind.
not broke my mind. I think that the quack jobs.
The Epstein broke my mind. The fact that all these billionaires hung out with him.
Yeah, maybe in that term, yeah. Because I think there's a way that like Trump broke people's minds that I don't
Because
think.
it's easy if you want to be a scumbag, you be a scumbag. You don't need to hang out with this guy that has underage girls.
Yeah. And all I'm saying is like when Alex Jones, not in any way do I still trust a word that comes out of Alex Jones's mouth. It's just a shame that he was the first guy talking about it. Or like the way that CNN did Rogan, or the way that people were called racist for saying COVID came out of a lab, or the way, like there's these things that are like, whoa, guys, like we fucking, what?
Like if you say 2 years ago, if you had said the vaccine may cause side effects that may hurt, you'd
You're
be
outta
in
here.
jail.
You're out of here.
You're fucking in jail for
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
But it's true. It happened to some people.
But this-
I'm not
yeah.
saying it happened to a lot of people. It happened to some people.
Yeah, I'm not even saying that we might not see the data and it might have still passed. I mean, like, yes, you know, there are some side effects, but we still would have rolled it out. That might be the case. I just want to know. I'm just curious.
Did you
And I
hear
think that we're not-
Rogan? You listened to the Indian doctor
Yeah.
Rogan episode, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm willing to get the vaccine," and then something happened with the UFC where he
Oh,
couldn't.
he was
get it.
willing. Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, give it to me. I'm fine." And then
He was
like,
willing.
"Oh,
No,
the
here's what
next
happened. I
event-
know the story. So for the listener, he went to a UFC event. They were vaccinating
Who is
everyone.
this? The doctor or
Rogan.
the Indian?
Rogan.
I mean,
They were vaccinating everyone before the event. He missed it because of time scheduling, whatever. And he said, okay, I'll just do it next week. No big deal. It was the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Uh-oh.
In that week time frame, a friend that he had a stroke that was like fishy and weird after getting a vaccine. And then they pulled the Johnson & Johnson vaccine for blood clots. So then he got suspicious and then he never ended up getting it. But that's what happened. He was
So Joe Rogan's have never gotten the vaccine.
no, he's not vaccinated."
I just want to know. That's all. I literally think
I don't think it's that calculated.
it is.
But it's
like
what's
group-
I
his
just
other-
don't think there's this coordinated deep state.
No.
I don't believe it at all in any sense.
Look, when you hear the stories about like how they didn't catch 9/11 because of the ways that the CIA and the FBI fucking hate each other and
Yeah.
don't even coordinate.
No, yeah, I've
I think it's
listened
a
to
mess.
all those stuff.
I don't
all
think
that
there's a
stuff.
coordinated, like dark, shadowy.
No, they just fucked up.
I think they fucked up, but I think that there's a lot of people also with their own agendas. And like, I do think that someone in the CIA could have killed JFK. I don't think that could have been a very small group of people that knew about it.
So I've actually done a lot of deep dive on 9/11
Mhm.
and listened to a ton of podcasts, read a bunch of stuff about it.
Yep.
It was just ego.
Yeah, why they missed it.
Yeah.
Sure, I agree.
What about the moon landing?
Fake. That's fake.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure.
But no, 9/11.
We haven't been in the moon since.
Yeah, you want to know why? 'Cause we never went in the first place.
No, 9/11 was ego. It was agencies that literally didn't want to talk to each other
Yes.
because of ego.
Yes. So, yes, I don't think there's some coordinated thing. They can't even do that. But I do think that there are people that, like in the CIA or in the FBI, whatever, with their agendas, with whatever, political agenda, whatever, that can do some pretty crazy shit. Like, even when you look at like some of the stuff about like the January 6th, like were there FBI people in the crowd that were sort of like urging the people to go storm the Capitol? Like that's a little fishy. There's just weird shit.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking know. My point is this, listeners, and I get canceled, I'm not making any claims. My only claim is that the last few years have made me be like,
Questioning things.
I don't quite know
Yeah.
who to believe here.
Here's what
Who do I
took
trust?
away. What I took away. Forget Epstein. Like, because I have that did not impact my life
Mhm.
for better or worse.
Mhm.
Hopefully not for worse.
No, yeah, but like in terms of like COVID, it impacted my life, and
Yeah.
I drank the Kool-Aid on everything I was told.
Yeah.
And now I'm fucking upset about it because I don't think we made. And
What are you upset about exactly? Like that you got the
I'm
vaccine?
very mad about the lockdowns.
Oh yeah, got it. So yep.
Like I think it was the worst decision ever.
Yep.
And particularly our state.
Yep.
Like I think our state mishandled it incredibly, like on an epic level.
Yep.
And we know that from a local level, state level, like our state was the worst in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think when I think about, I don't even fuck the vaccine. Like I don't even care about all that. But like the way that we treated people who did or didn't take the vaccine, it was insane to me.
Yep.
Like when I think about it from retrospect, that we were like chastising people who didn't take the vaccine.
Yeah.
It sounds insane to me.
Yeah.
Like people can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Who cares? And so when I look at it from the last couple of years, I just think that like at the end of the day, everything that happens is mob mentality, and everyone just hops on a train and just fucking shouts at each other, good or bad, whatever it is. Everyone just shouts at each other. And like in the case of COVID, it was a lot of people shouting at each other. I don't think either side had any idea of what they're saying or doing.
Yep.
But it would have been nice to get a little bit more objective information that we could have all made our own decision for ourselves. Because like when I think about like, there was people whose kids were going into kindergarten a year ago or 2 years ago. Their kids 100% had to get the COVID vaccine to go to school. All that shit is fucking gone now.
Yeah.
Right. And like, we luckily don't have to make that decision.
Yeah.
And our kids are not getting it.
Yeah.
And
that's scary.
And it's like,
because didn't they like unrecommended or
now they're saying the
something?
dosage was too heavy. Like there's like 100 things that came out, and like they were mandating it to go to certain schools.
Like if I had kids and I gave my kids a shot and I felt a little weird about it, I would.
And by the way,
pissed.
there was a lot of people that like left the state and felt like, and they were like laughed at.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's fair. Like people had their objective information. At the end of the day, like we call ourselves a free country, but then you got to make your own decisions.
So I guess, all right, so let's like kind of dial it back in the sense that like, why is Newsom acting the way he is?
What do you mean? How's he acting?
During COVID. Meaning like we have to have the lockdowns. We have like, what's the motivation?
Because it was popular.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if it was popular.
No, in his state.
No, in our state, it was
people
popular because we were told it was.
But here, like wearing masks, staying inside, following the rules, getting the vax was literally kind of like going on like a march of some, like it was like we
like
care about
like
people.
being on a protest.
You were doing your civic duty by wearing a mask and doing it. And if you didn't, we said it on this podcast.
I actually think it's honestly, if Trump wasn't the president, we would have had a much different experience. Because he was so divisive He was so polarizing.
So Gavin
We wanted
Newsom
to-
couldn't use real information.
Correct.
He just wanted. So
You couldn't,
that's
like-
that's a shame on Gavin.
But I would
Newsom
argue
then.
that DeSantis, and I'm not like, I know I'm going to
That's
end
your
up,
boy.
yeah, DeSantis did go against the grain when everyone yelled at him.
And I actually thought he did a good job in the beginning of 2020.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like a governor can go against the popular opinion to
but
do
then
what they think
have
is
this
right.
like next level of politics that they want to get to, that they just lose their mind.
Yeah, I agree. And I think
DeSantis could
sure,
have actually been reasonable.
totally
He's
agree.
a fucking Yale guy, Harvard guy, whatever. He's like a
Yep.
very smart dude.
Yep.
But then he realized he was getting momentum.
Yep.
And then he just started like going extra hard.
I agree.
And then he started going on trans stuff. Like, who cares? Why do you care about trans stuff?
Yeah.
No one gives a shit.
But listen, if I think we had this exact same, you and I came to the same conclusion a few months ago. All that I'm saying is if Donald Trump can break all of our leaders' judgment, I think that is scary to me. To not know that there's
Which he
other
did.
safeguards
That
in
just
place.
tells you how weak the rest of our
I
society is.
agree.
Gavin
And that's
Newsom's
sad.
a pussy.
That's my
That's
point.
it.
Is like,
it's 100%. He broke
like once again, if
America.
Gavin Newsom was right here and he said,
Do
well,
you know-
look, man,
you know
but
what's
Trump was in
funny?
office.
It's
I'd
like-
be like, that had nothing to do with anything.
like Peter Thiel and all these guys. I heard like from private conversations that they were like, we just want to break everything. And that's why
Yeah.
they supported Trump.
Yeah.
And I think he broke everything. And I think it's actually
So,
for
but-
the,
And I don't even think
but
Peter
the
Thiel,
point
I think a
is
lot of the people who
on
voted for Trump
on the
wanted
breaking
to.
of things,
they actually backed him. They were like, society's broken. Let's break everything.
yeah. So to that point, we can be right that like all of COVID was mishandled because people couldn't have the stomach to fight Trump. Like,
Yeah.
that's where it came down to.
I just hate, like, it just sucks that it's like, and I'm not even saying you're wrong on it. I'm just saying if the answer, once again, if Gavin Newsom walked into the room and said, but bro, can you blame me? I mean, Trump was president. I'd be like, man,
Yeah, that's a cop out.
like, that's what like, what if like, I don't know, like if any leader, if we went to our staff and said, hey, I'm sorry, everyone's getting a pay cut. Trump's running again. It's
I
just
mean,
like, what?
I watched every single one of those 2:30 p.m.
You sure
Trump
did. I'm
press
surprised you didn't
conferences.
convert.
and it was chaos.
Yeah. It was chaos. But like, where's the leadership?
Well, no,
It made everyone go crazy.
Here's the thing: is this is the sad part of the reality. Trump is the most powerful person ever in American history. He bullied. There's no Democrat ever that has had power like Trump. Zero. They have no spine.
Yeah.
They're fucking clowns. They are. They got bullied by a reality star.
But I know, but for the sake of, I don't think you should
I
make
don't know
it
what you're saying.
Democrat.
I
I
don't
think
think
no
it's
other
Democrat.
politician.
I know, but I'm just
And
saying.
no
but
other
like,
politician could break American society the way Trump did.
Yeah.
And you can make the argument Barack Obama did.
Not like that though. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe I was also way younger, but like, I think
gave
it pissed
Trump-
a lot of people off.
Because Barack Obama, I'm the biggest Barack Obama fan
Mhm.
of all time.
Mhm.
And Barack Obama brought out a race
I agree.
like thing that
Yeah.
no one ever actually knew that was harboring in
Still
society.
bubbling. Yeah.
so we
I
should have
agree.
just stuck with white presidents. And you're
But it
saying.
wasn't like
We've
Trump.
been fine.
Trump is like,
No, I'm saying if there's no Barack Obama, there's no Trump. There's no chance.
I agree with you, but all I'm saying is the way that you say, which you might be right, is you can't really blame Gavin Newsom because of all the chaos of Trump. Like nobody talks that way about Obama. You know what I'm saying? Nobody
Yeah.
says like, oh, fucking in Florida, you can't really blame him because Obama was president. You know how crazy that was. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't, you know what I mean? So
I just
who
really
else
wonder
broke-
how we would have managed COVID if it was Mitt Romney, if it was Jed Bush, or if it was name anyone, any Republican president. I don't think it would be like this.
I know, but you're just want to blame it all on Trump, but that means no one else could stand up to him. That's a weak ass answer. That's
It
his
just
point.
sucks that nobody can. I mean, at the end of the day, like the guy is the fucking Celebrity Apprentice fucking host, man. You know, like he's
That just
not-
shows you the intelligence.
That's what
of the country.
kills
It's a
me. Like
crime.
they would have,
Yeah, that's
laughed
right.
at
And
him.
then we went against him and we just pushed a narrative that was wrong.
Like they literally made fun of him and laughed at him at the correspondence dinner 4 years before,
And then he became president.
which they should have. But then when he became president, it's like, oh, he's so powerful, he can't do
And
anything.
they got
Like,
a
it's
top
the same
10
guy.
podcast.
That's the same fucking guy that you used to
The
watch on
writers
NBC.
got a top 10 podcast because of it.
Who did?
The Pod Save guys. They wrote the script.
You know what I'm saying though? It fucking sucks. Like, oh, that's the thing is like Trump. Okay, well then everyone let us down. So the feeling I think here to summarize is in the last few years, our leadership has let us down in a wild way.
Yeah.
The media and sort of what we trusted about that has let us down in a wild way.
Well, so that's even scarier because now, like, if you're just a moderate, I'm a moderate. I don't trust either party. I trust no news source.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Yeah. That's why I can't really see like voting.
Yeah.
Next year.
I think voting is going to be a horrendous turnout.
But I just mean me personally. Like if you say, what do you do? I don't know that I will vote next. Like I can't.
Yeah. I feel the
Well,
same
it's
way.
Trump Biden for sure.
I wouldn't vote.
That's so wild.
I don't think
It's
I'd vote.
100% Trump Biden.
It's
And
like we're going to
Biden's
do
like
it again.
Trump has a 6% lead in the early polls.
Yeah.
That's
The
even
problem is we're going to do
hilarious.
the same thing over again. Like all the press, all the left press is going to say, oh my God, you believe what Trump said? Like they're going to fall into the same trap all over again.
Yeah.
But anyway, so all of that and some of the people that I put in the fucking quack bucket have been right. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Leadership let us down. This people let us down. That. And then like, but that guy was right. So then when RFK is talking about fucking vaccines and CIA killing his dad, I'm like, maybe. I don't know. Let's look into it a little bit.
Yeah. At least
Give
give
the
him
guy
a
a
shot.
chance.
Yeah, give him a shot. Shit.
But
At this point, I'll give anyone a shot.
I think
Anyway.
the problem is when you make those claims, because
Yeah.
RFK made some crazy claims.
Yeah.
It's like if you're on the margins, you're going to be right, like, 1 in 100 times.
Yeah.
And then if you're right 1 in 100 times, then it's everything else right. No.
Yeah, but we don't reward that. We reward if you're right once.
But I also think we've seen that like
JFK likely was killed by the CIA. I agree with that.
possibly, yeah, possibly. But that's all I'm saying. It's not that they're not right 1 out of 100 times. Yes. It's that now we've seen that like CNN is wrong a lot too. Or like fucking Rachel Maddow, like get the shot, you will not transmit it. Like, okay, that you were wrong. And no one ever apologized. Or politicians saying what they'll do and not doing it, or this
I mean,
or that.
my friend got COVID last week.
Really? People are still getting it?
Getting COVID and like was really sick.
Really?
Yes, like he was
Like fever?
He called me. He's like, I'm dying.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just like he's gotten all the vaccines and boosters and this and that. And it's
Yeah.
just like
It's
bullshit.
just wild. Yeah, it's wild.
What's bullshit?
They were pitching that you wouldn't get it once you got.
You don't die. That was the pitch.
But that's not true either.
That's not true.
Do you know how many people have died that got
I
vaccinated?
mean,
Got-
if
Yeah.
no. The data is really clear. 1 million people died in 2020.
I know, but people
and
died
then
with the vaccine.
No, no,
150,
but the-
200,000
No, no,
people
no, but
died
the
of
data you
post.
need.
No, that's wrong.
The data you need
No,
for
That is
100%.
wrong.
No,
That is
no,
wrong.
listen. The data you need for what I just said is how many people were vaccinated and then died from COVID. There's not zero.
Of course not, 0.
So that's all that matters.
So
No,
that's what
my
I'm saying.
point is like a
It's not
million people
1,000.
died of COVID in 2020.
But we know for a
and
fact
then
that
it's
people were
literally fallen off
misclassified.
a cliff.
No, but we know what people were
It's fallen off a
misclassified.
cliff by like 90%.
Anand,
I don't totally. Yeah,
You're wrong.
But listen. I don't want to argue
No.
with you that because now we're
No,
talking about a
'cause
different thing.
I'm not going to stop on this.
But
'Cause,
Anna, you
alt-right motherfuckers
You
are
woke
not
on
stopping
it.
on this.
You're wrong.
Go back
'Cause
to sleep.
Look at the data. 1 million
Yeah.
people died of COVID before the vaccine, and it's only been 150,000 people, 200,000
I
people
know.
died
You
post.
don't think anyone was misclassified?
Okay, so give the percentage. You're going to say 90%?
No, but I could say 50%. It could be.
Even if it's 50%, you're still like you were
I know, but
you
we
were
know.
benefited by the vaccine.
But I'm just
I
going to
don't
say my
know.
point because we're arguing about something we don't actually know. So no
Yeah.
one will ever be able to settle it.
Yeah.
All that I'm saying is they said, if you get the shot, you won't catch it. You won't transmit it. Okay, no. But you won't die. And all of those are false. That's all that I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I
You
don't
have
know
a
the
less
number.
chance of dying, of course.
But
Less
they didn't
chance of
say
dying.
that.
I'm fine with that.
They didn't say that.
But they didn't say that. It was 0. Oh, okay, well,
Even
you
the
won't
data
die.
is like you're 80% less chance of dying.
Sure, maybe. But,
But they
I
didn't.
don't,
They said that you wouldn't at all.
No, they didn't say you wouldn't at all. They said this is your best chance. Like,
You
it's-
should
no,
rewatch
they
some of
didn't.
those
No, they
videos.
didn't. You're
You should
revising
rewatch.
it. They said you wouldn't catch it, wouldn't spread it, and then they downgraded to you won't die.
Yes. You got to rewatch the videos. They were pushing a different narrative then. This is why it's like everyone was just incentivized because it's good for content, money, whatever.
Yeah. I don't think there's a deep state with a calendar and an agenda and a whiteboard and Google alerts.
But it
I
worked.
think it fucking
There
just...
was a bunch of people, like the
Just
left
raining
wanted
money.
to push the vaccine. The right did not. They both
But
pushed
the right
their
actually
narrative.
took it. Trump took it.
That's
Everyone
fine.
Trump
took
is
it.
the first person to
Everybody
take it.
took it. I
Everyone
just think
took
some
it.
people are more pissed about it. I think Fauci took it, and I think Fauci knows everything about it. That's why I don't think it's like, oh, it's actually really risky and they're not telling us.
Yeah.
I just think that money played a huge part and it incentivized,
Everybody.
some decisions that weren't based simply on the medical data. And I would love to be able to recap with proper data.
Fair enough.
Right.
Conspiracy corner, that got deep.
Yeah. Deep
That's
like
what
it.
happens when we're in the studio.
This is fun. I like conspiracy corner
Deep
too.
state.
Yeah. Okay. So we didn't do any news.
Okay.
Kind of. I mean, that's all kind of news, but then kind of no news
Yeah.
topics. That was group chat conspiracy corner. But why don't we do this? We've been talking about we're going to answer some of these Kathy questions for a while now. So why don't we end with answering? We'll all answer a Kathy question.
I'll answer the first one.
There you go. Should we all answer the same question?
Let's all
No.
answer the same one.
Or different
Yeah.
ones.
No,
right?
same one.
Or
Same
the
one.
same one? Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
You want to read it?
This is from Dougie Doug. What is something that you know now that you wish you knew a lot earlier?
Vaccine.
Fucking
Fauci lied.
He's like, I didn't have to take the vaccine.
Epstein.
Yeah, just a fucking waste of time.
Oh man, would you? If you go back in time, you're not taking the vaccine.
I'm not taking it.
And how come?
You didn't die of myocarditis.
I didn't, and I know plenty of people in my circle that never took it. I got COVID 3 times.
Yeah, and like your experience and their experience was the same.
It's the same.
So why bother?
Yeah.
Fair.
That's my experience.
Okay.
That's my choice. My body, my choice.
New question though. Given the same circumstances, okay, so let's just say you know the future. You know exactly how getting the vaccine is going to play out for you.
Yeah.
But the fact that you needed that little vaccine card to go anywhere.
You didn't, though. Where did I go? I didn't leave my fucking house even with it.
I
I
didn't
didn't-
show it a lot. I feel like I showed it a decent amount. I
I
scanned it
didn't
on my
go.
phone.
But here's the thing: is because I had kids anyways, I didn't do anything.
I went to Mexico. I had to show the vaccine card to get on a plane.
Yeah, I didn't do
And
anything.
to board a
So
plane.
still no.
I mean, I didn't. I made my choice. I was like, I stayed at home. I didn't do anything, so I didn't care.
Okay, fair. Anand?
Anand would
really-
take 6 more boosters.
I wish I knew that I could find better boosters at CVS.
That's a great question. I don't know. Travel more.
I think mine.
Don't and just say yes to everything. That's actually the real
Yeah.
answer.
I like that. Like that's your thing.
Just
now
say yes.
that seems to be good. Why don't you expand? Why?
Because in the moment you think everything's so cumbersome and burden, like, oh, I can't go to this trip. Like someone invited me, and in hindsight, you're like, wait, why didn't I do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think the reality of the last couple of years is time is fleeting.
Yeah.
Like life is short,
Yeah.
and so people.
Fauci lied.
Yeah, I mean, these people are all liars. Don't listen to any of these fucking clowns, and
go-
live your life. Go live your life because
Just say yes to every trip.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Say-
to every vaccine.
What a funny
Say yes
episode,
to every
man.
vaccine and say yes to every trip.
Yeah, that's Anand's world. My world's different.
Yeah, just keep
Go-
taking the vaccine, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boosters and fucking flights, baby.
Yeah. You won't catch me with any of that shit.
Yeah. I think mine's similar. Mine is just that like I think like there's this like pride in like not enjoying your life that like a lot of young people subscribe to
Yeah.
and that a lot of people preach, you know, like in order to be like hustling hard, you got to be like borderline miserable,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that I believed that for a long time. And I found that like with a healthy life, like working out and stuff like that, spending some more time with friends, my work is actually better. And of course, there's like really busy times. You might have like a crazy busy week, but like it doesn't.
Th-
You're
there's
more
a-
effective.
There's
I
actually,
don't know. This whole
I have a
like,
great story. So this is probably 10, 11 years ago. Eric Deluxe and D went to Switzerland. He had a
Mhm.
gig.
Mhm.
Eric had
I
a gig
remember this.
at some, I don't even know what city,
Yep.
Zurich. And they were like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yep.
And I said no for no reason.
Yeah. I did that a lot. To
I
your
used to
guys'
say
trip.
yes to everything.
And I was
that's
like-
why I can't.
And
take
I was
that
like,
advice.
why did I say no? And it was like not that expensive of a flight. Eric had everything comped
Yeah.
once we got to the place, whatever. So it wasn't like a financial burden.
Yeah.
And I said no.
Yeah.
And then when they came back and they were FaceTiming me and they were like, I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
Why didn't I go?
I still remember you guys like wrecking a car in Brazil or something and FaceTiming
Oh, yeah,
me and being like, you
Philippines.
should have came. And I was like,
Philippines for my
damn.
30th.
Yeah. And I didn't go. D can't really take that advice because
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
always
I
said
did it.
yes.
Yeah.
Anand sounds like you can a little, but yeah, I just think that like it's so appetizing when you're young to like hear people be like rise and grind and fucking
Yeah.
sleep when I'm dead and blah. And like
Yeah.
it's so like, yeah, me too. But like some of the smartest, hardest working, most successful people I know have really fun lives.
And you know what? It's funny is
Look at Bezos's pics.
No, I mean I
Yeah.
look at
This
even
weekend.
Yeah.
if you take like anything Elon seriously, he'll always talk about like we're living in a simulation.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was on my run today.
And Elon's at F1.
Yeah, I was running. I had like a longer run than I normally do, and so I got like tired, and I was just like trying to think of things. So I started thinking. I was just like, "Am I really tired? It's could just be a simulation. It doesn't fucking matter."
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, like I ran like fucking 3-minute mile faster than I normally would
Yeah.
on the last mile,
Yeah.
and I think like there's some truth to the fact that like you can kind of just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And ultimately, you know, I mean, obviously not harming anyone or harming yourself or whatever it is, but like you could just live your life and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And people don't, you know, realize that till unfortunately later in their life.
And that's my Elon point. And even Bezos, I know we joke about Bezos being retired, but Bezos handles, I'll speak for myself. Bezos is busier and handles much bigger problems than I do on any day.
Yeah.
And that guy's at every fucking hot event.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, I don't think anyone would argue, must be the busiest, most stressed person on the planet.
And he was like looking at the pit.
And he's at F1 checking out the fucking rims on the, you know, Mercedes car. So like, you know,
Yeah,
this
there's
whole
no excuses
like,
for anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could be doing cool shit.
Okay, that's our advice, Dougie Doug. We'll answer more in future episodes. We need to get some tinfoil hats
Yeah.
that we just pop on, you know. When we
Yeah,
have
you
one.
two deserve it.
I don't know. You're drinking a different
I'm gonna get
Kool-Aid.
you a sleep mask that
Yeah.
says woke on, back to sleep. I wonder, this is my question before we log off. Like 6 months ago, this conversation, people are really mad at us. Do you think anyone cares?
I think a year ago they would have.
A year
6
ago.
months ago, I don't think.
A year ago. Do you think anyone cares tomorrow?
No, I think they're just mildly entertained.
Yeah.
And
I think I have some supporters.
sure.
You probably, I'm sure you do, but I'm saying, is anyone mad at D and I?
No, of
No.
course not.
I don't think people are mad. They're probably just like they're idiots.
But that we're like
That's
anti.
probably what I'm going to get. I'll share the DMs with you saying you're an idiot.
Yeah. We should all share each other's
Yeah.
DM.
Yeah, I'm happy to share those because
I'm
I'll
sure.
get those.
We have some
Tell me
Kathys in
I'm
the
an
building. Is
idiot.
there a mic on the Kathys?
Yes.
Kathys, what did you guys think? I mean, we went a little bit different direction today. Grab one of those mics and just give us a quick,
I mean, I don't think it's so bad. I think
Okay.
you're right. I think it's what a lot of people have felt for a long time.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, which part? Sorry.
Drama and D,
Obviously, Drummond.
I mean, I think you guys did really gang up on Anand today, but you know,
But yeah, I mean, I
But you don't think we're
Yeah.
canceled?
no.
I'm woke on it for a reason.
yeah,
That's good. Okay. Is that it?
that's it.
All right. Thank you for listening. We will be back on Wednesday. Please DM us your thoughts. You can go ahead and, you can talk shit to us if you want, but I would suggest putting, like, DM whoever you support so that we can send it to each other and,
Yeah,
try to, while everyone's being tribalized and,
yeah. Let's start it ourselves.
let's start it here on the pod.
Yeah.
Let's just do what CNN and Fox News
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Great.
Just tribalize.
I guess
Yeah.
we're Fox.
But at least
in
we
this
have
situation.
different takes. You guys are the alt-right. I'm just a center person.
I would say
Oh my God.
no, you're fucking AOC and we're
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah,
Because most of America probably thinks like John and I.
I agree. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll let the DMs speak.
I'm the center guy.
Okay.
Thanks
Guys?
for being center.
Have a good week.